The Texas Senate Hispanic Caucus is calling for a congressional investigation into the Fort Hood Army post in Killeen following the deaths of at least 9 people stationed at Fort Hood this year. The body of Sergeant Elder Hernandez was found just last week. Texas State Senator Jose Menendez is the chair of the Texas Senate Hispanic Caucus, joining us now here on the News at 5. Thanks for your time today, Senator Menendez.
Thank you for having me.
Well, I mentioned we know of at least 9 people stationed at Fort Hood who have died this year. Are there more than that?
How do we know? We don't know what the extent of this, the crimes happening at Fort Hood. I mean, obviously, we know that there was a child prostitution ring. We know that people have been murdered. We know there are people that are missing, but we don't know the full extent. And that's why we're asking for a full congressional independent investigation. It's the least that we can do for all of the men and women serving at Fort Hood and their families.
In a couple of these cases that we have learned of, sexual assault, sexual harassment have been reported. Do you see that as a big problem at Fort Hood as well? Absolutely.
One case is too many. And you know, if you look at the combination of a child prostitution ring, murder, sexual harassment, I mean, where is the extent of this all going? I mean, where are these things intertwined? Who was in charge, and why was this allowed to happen?
The Army just announcing yesterday the senior commander at Fort Hood is being removed from his post. Does the Hispanic Caucus feel this is a positive step? Is this enough?
It's definitely not enough. I think as a nation, we need to have an independent investigation to actually know what happened. I think parents and loved ones of people who have lost people at Fort Hood need to know what is going on at Fort Hood. The family of Vanessa Guillen, the family of all of these young men and women, they need to know what's happening at Fort Hood. Look, these young people, when they enlist, they sign a blank check to our nation, and many have paid the ultimate price with their lives. When they go off to the theater of war, it's much more understandable to me than them dying while on a base in the United States where they should be safe. This makes no sense.
Final question for you, and again, thanks for your time. What response, if any, have you received from the Army, from the governor, from the Texas congressional delegation to this point?
In my personal conversations with a few Congress people, representatives, they agree. And we just need to get everyone on board that there needs to be an independent investigation. With all due respect to the Army and to the armed forces, I don't think that anyone's going to feel confident until we know that a third party, unbiased, that is not reporting to anyone in the Army, can come in and investigate what is the extent of the criminal and the wrongdoings that have happened at Fort Hood.
Senator Jose Menendez, thanks again for your time this afternoon. We appreciate you joining us here on KVUE.
Thank you for having me.